Saturday Night Basketball. It'll be the Orlando Magic facing off against the New Jersey Nets. Orlando, New Jersey, coming up next.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Orlando Magic are trying to get ready for this one. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. The Nets will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in New Jersey. They're facing a stretch of games against some tough opposition. If they're to emerge unscathed, Clark, they'll need to play their best.
Boy, still looking for their first win against this team. They've got to be extra motivated to try to get off the snide against these guys.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. They've got Howard, Richardson out there with Russell Westbrook. Then it's Brandon Bass and Turkoglu. And for the Nets, Chris Humphries is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Darren Williams. Then it's Vujacic and James. Quite a force last year, Clark, the Orlando Magic. Just looking here at their numbers, they were just unstoppable in the Eastern Conference alone with 39 wins.
Well, Kevin, a lot of teams in the East would have been happy with 39 wins overall on the year, let alone winning those, having that kind of number in conference games.
Richardson with it, covered by Vujacic. Takes it up, had a piece of it. Dwight Howard, obviously a terrific defender, but fouls have certainly been a problem for him in his career.
Yeah, you know what? He was fourth in the league last season with about 3.5 fouls committed per game. You've got to be physical out there, and that's part of his persona, but he's got to also do a better job of not committing the silly fouls that he does.
Now we'll go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Guys, rather than addressing any shortcomings his team might have, he focused on their defensive prowess. He said that no matter what may go wrong over the course of a game, he knows they can lean on their defensive unit to keep them in the game and get the ship righted. Fellas, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. So defense is the key early on.
You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, when you think about the great team, so much of their game planning really starts at the defensive end of the floor.
So it's New Jersey now, after the Magic pick up 2. From the wing, Lopez, no luck. And back to Howard. He was in foul trouble in a lot of the games in the playoffs.
Yeah, fortunately for the Magic, they were able to weather his absence, but ultimately it caught up with him.
New Jersey with the ball. They're getting their second look at Orlando in this one.
Well, this is a team that just dominated them the last meeting, especially as far as getting good, high-quality shots.
Lopez with the ball. He's guarded by Bass. Lopez with the bucket. Here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 13-point game against Toronto. It's tipped. And here are the Nets now. And that poor shot selection, it'll kill you.
Every time, Kevin. Bad shots, bricks, missing easy jumpers. That won't get it done, plain and simple. They need to take it easy here, back off, make sure they get some good looks at the basket.
Here's Richardson after the basket by New Jersey. Howard can't hit.
Boy, they haven't been able to start as fast as they would have liked to here.
Pass to James. And the rebound goes to Howard.
The defense is looking to give him that one every time. Just not a good mid-range jump shooter.
Kept alive. Here's Richardson. It's blocked. Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. You take a look at Howard, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
Boy, it was a terrific year for him. Led the league in field goal percentage because he took high-quality shots all the time.
And the Magic making a change here. DeRozan's checked in. Here's Turkoglu. Westbrook with it. Fires from the elbow. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Well, for New Jersey, the lowest attendance in the league last year. Clark, just over 13,000 a game.
Well, for the fans, it's just really hard to sit and watch your team lose and not get a sense of them having a game plan for getting better. Just 8 home wins in 41 games. That's hard to stomach.
The first one falls. The East had its share of struggling teams last year, and the Nets were one of them.
Yeah, they only managed 8 wins against other teams in the East, by far the lowest mark of any team in that conference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Get Zurich's checked in, and Brandon Wright is subbed in for Chris Humphries. Now here's James. And here is Williams. Here's Zurich. And again, no good by New Jersey. But with regards to the Nets in the East, they have to be better this year. Right, Clark?
As long as they stay healthy, they're definitely going to be a lot better. No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, they can't get any worse. How could they get any worse? They've got some great young talent, so I'm expecting this to be a much improved team.
And here now the Magic, following the bucket by the Nets. Knocked loose. Now DeRozan. Let's go with a 3. And James pulls it down.
With his shooting ability, he might as well have shot that one from half court. No chance.
DeMar DeRozan in his second season. Clark out of Los Angeles. He went to USC for 1 year, and he was taken number 9 by the Toronto Raptors.
And you know what, Kevin? I was really impressed by this young man's composure. You know, he was one of the youngest players in the league last season after only playing the 1 year at USC, as you indicated. And this guy never seemed to get rattled. He always seemed to be playing within himself, and that's a valuable attribute to have as a young player. That bodes well for him going forward because he's a dynamic athlete.
Nets leading by 6. Here's James. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. James has got his second basket of the night. Here's Turkoglu. Can't get it to go. And it's New Jersey the other way. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game play.
Their recipe on offense was hindered by their inability to take care of the ball, to hold on to it. They gave away a lot of possessions, and they turned it over way too frequently.
Nice move. And, yep, that falls, and the foul is called. We'll see him shoot one from the free throw line. Both teams deciding to change it up. The and one is good, so a 3-point play that time. Here's Williams. He's coming off a 13-point game against Cleveland.
They're trying to stir things up to make something happen. They've switched their D to full court press.
Here is Nelson. They trail by 7. The 3, and that's not going to go. And so we've reached the end of 1. Nets lead by 7.
They're playing lockdown D, Kevin. As a coach, you can't ask for anything more.
And we'll return momentarily.
Sunday, November 14th, Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns take on Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers. The NBA season is in full swing. Hoops action.
Now the second quarter about to start. So it's New Jersey now. 7-point differential. One thing most people would probably admit when looking at Orlando come last April, May, and in the spring. They seemed underrated going into last season's playoff run.
Yeah, I think they were a bit under the radar, Kevin. I mean, people just didn't realize how good that team was defensively. They were very solid.